Welcome back to Top World Disc Golf's coverage of the 2025 Silicon Valley Classic, presented by Prodigy Disc. Here's your scores after 9 holes from our featured card, and here is your top 10. I'm Keenan Dalton of Top World Disc Golf, here with Paavo Stubstad. Say what up, Paavo.
What's up, Keenan? Excited to be back to see the players attack another loop on this 9-hole course where they're playing the loop twice to make it an 18-hole round, so they have an opportunity to correct on their mistakes from the quote-unquote front 9.
Hellyer, let's get into it.
As with our round 1 feature card, we've got Aviel Gomez, Manny Torres, Isaiah Oliver, and then last but not least, Tomaselli joining us for this round 2 lead card back 9 action.
All right, on to tournament hole 10, course hole 1, 228 feet. The wind has picked up since part 1. So that is definitely going to come into play. Some players like to opt for the over the trees shot, which Manny is lining up, but this wind will play a factor.
Yeah, in the first loop, the hole averaged 2.69, but now the average has gone up to 2.81, as is to be expected with a little wind increase. Oh no, that looks bad in there, Keenan.
Yeah, no 2 meter, but it's just a terrible spot to be. Just a low release or maybe a little bit of tailwind just dropped it. Avi, like in part 1, likes the up the gut route, but much better executed than the first loop.
Perfect. Great shot.
Okay. Different line from Isaiah, and in the first loop he went up over the top, but in the second loop he's going with his blast up the middle.
I gotta wonder if that was his plan originally or if he changed his plan when he saw what happened to Manny when he tried to go up and over. Tomaselli still going up and over, just going extra high to make sure he doesn't suffer the same fate as Manny, and very similar result to the first loop around. Perhaps a little farther away, but a little less obstructed.
Let's see what Manny's working with after the shanked tee shot.
Almost makes it out, but not quite. That might be an awkward putt in there. Maybe another double knee putt coming up, as we've seen Manny do from the rough a number of times. Here's Tomaselli for birdie. Just low. Nice putt from Isaiah, bringing him to 6 down on the round. Shooting hot. So is Manny and Aviel. So are Manny and Aviel, I should say.
Yep, Manny to save par.
Oh no, just high. And that putt was actually not obstructed like I thought it would be. Unfortunate bogey for Manny coming up, but here's Aviel after a perfect drive. Short putt left for the birdie. Nice. And with Manny taking a bogey here, that's going to put Aviel in solo second place behind Isaiah now, 4 strokes back.
On to tournament hole 11. In the first loop, we did not see any birdies on this hole from our lead card. So let's see if they can get it now. 353 feet. Perched on this sloped hard pan green. Really got to stick the green or put it close to secure that birdie. Avi with the box.
I gotta say, I kind of like being able to compare these stats from the first loop to the second loop as part of the same round to see which holes the players improved at and which ones they got worse at. The field improved a little bit on this one. It averaged 3.06 the first time around, and now it averages 2.94 the second time around. Interesting.
Yeah, there's a little bit more wind, but these players are becoming more confident and making those corrections, hopefully. In the first loop, Isaiah did not turn this disc enough, and same thing here.
Yep. I was going to say, it's also possible that the wind on this hole the second time around could be a helping wind to maybe a slight left to right, holding the Anheuser's over. But I was not here, so I cannot tell you what the wind was like. I like this line from Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
Man, it's so hard to stick this one close, even on a good drive, with how steep that slope is. But he's going to have a look. I want to say circle's edge, but probably playing like 45 feet with that uphill.
See if Manny can bounce back after the bogey.
I like the angle. Perhaps a little bit low. No, not even. That's good.
Couple opportunities for birdie from our lead group.
Yeah, like you said, Keenan, in the first loop, there were no birdies on our lead card, and there was actually only one birdie from the entire field the first loop around. So let's see if more people can get it this time on both our lead card and for the entire field. Ooh, this is a scary putt.
Is he running this?
I know, I'm wondering the same thing. Wow, that's some confidence. It's that. Man, that's guaranteed bogey if you airball that.
Just his putting confidence is otherworldly.
Yeah, I love to see it.
Let's see if Tomaselli can convert on the birdie. There you go.
Yes, love to see it. He was struggling on the front nine, getting really close on a bunch of birdies, ended up only shooting one down on the front. Great to see him pick up this tough birdie on the second loop around. Manny also with a chance for a birdie here. Nice. And yeah, this time around, there were 4 birdies in the field. We just saw 2 of them. The other 2 are from Perry Walker and Henry Garcia.
All right, on to hole 12. 310-foot par 3, just in the shade of these trees. Pretty stock shot for our lead group. Saw a few birdies on the first loop. Let's see if we can get a star frame on the second try.
These stats are crazy for this one, Keenan. First loop, 2.75 average. Second loop, 2.31 average.
Then it's definitely one of those ones that a par feels like a bogey.
Yeah, at least this time around. It's crazy to me that the field improved by half a stroke from one loop to the next on this hole.
Doesn't look like much of an improvement for Manny. He's going to have an outside circle 1 putt there. See if Avi can throw his Rock X3 as well as last time.
Looks good. Oh, I wanted to see that finish. That looked like an ace run. Still a good shot. Too bad it clipped that little branch.
There's that top world stamped SP breaker from Isaiah.
Beautiful. Absolutely parked.
No putting required there.
I feel like Thomas had a very similar putt in the first loop, but this time he nails it. Great birdie. 2 good birdies in a row. I mean, this is an easier hole than the last one, but that putt was impressive. Looks like the wind picked up a little bit for Manny here.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Blame the wind on that one.
See if Avi can go 2 for 2 on this hole. Solid.
Very nice. I think Avi wore that same lemon shirt in some other Top World coverage that we commentated together, Keenan. I can't remember the exact tournament, but I like the shirt.
Yeah, kind of a signature Avi drip at this point.
When life gives you lemons, put them on a shirt.
Turn them into birdies, I guess. Headed on to tournament hole 13, 309 feet. The basket is positioned just in the shade of these oak trees. Players have had good success with the backhand turnover. There is also the sidearm shot, but that has a lot more roll-away potential with the grade of the hillside. Thomas did throw backhand in the first loop, and here he's opting for the sidearm, so we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, he did overturn the backhand quite significantly in the first loop, so it makes sense to switch it up. This hole averaging 2.75 this time around, ever so slightly easier than the first time around, but very slight. Is that Avi's Wraith again?
Yep, throwing the same disc as the first loop. See if he has the same success with it.
Oh, looks overturned. Little cut roll, most likely a par from there.
Very understable Wraith.
Safe to run a putt from there. I guess he could give it a bid with the uphill kind of backstop.
This is Isaiah's Shasta Chris Pro Line Aftershock.
A little high, but otherwise I like it. If it can get under the branches, yeah. Just a little turned. Very close to the ideal line, though. I like the shot.
Yeah, still with a 36, 37-foot putt for birdie. Manny throwing a different disc than the first loop. And works out a little differently, but good shot.
Yep. One really long putt coming up and 3 circle's edge-ish putts. Ooh. I said it was safe to run, but he might have a little meat left on the bone still. Yeah, Let's go, Isaiah.
Love a good step putt.
He's heating up. 8 down on the round now. Through 13 holes after his 14 down round in round 1. He's having a solid tournament thus far. Oh, Tomaselli. Just some low branches. Good putt, Manny.
Yeah, solid correction after the first loop. He took the par, and there he converts on the birdie.
Avi makes the comebacker. Nice work.
On to tournament hole 14. If you missed it in round 2, part 1, Avi had a nasty chain out on this hole, almost stuck for the ace. Let's see if one of our players can do it again or put it close.
This hole averaging 2.69, again, the same average as the first loop.
And there's the tournament director, Nick Pantages, watching on.
And we've seen him as a player in Top World coverage in the past as well, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. Man that does it all. Great shot from Isaiah, much closer than the first loop. Threw a different disc there too. I think that was his Parker Welk signature quake.
Manny just a little wide. Might have some kind of a tricky putt from in there. And there's a guy on a bike with a trash bag. And there's the guy on the bike with a trash bag. I guess he decided he didn't want to go that way after all. All right. All clear. There he goes.
Good stop, good stop.
At this point, I'm wondering if he's going to turn around again. Looks like he's not. Thomas is ready to go. Yeah, just comes up short.
Might have got a little razzed by the whole scenario.
It was very bizarre.
Avi throwing the same PD2 that he chained out with on the first loop.
Beautiful. No chain out for ace this time, but a perfect park job for birdie. He's got this hole dialed. Oh yeah, Manny has a pretty good look from in here. Not even very obstructed. Dialing in the focus. Another birdie for Manny.
And Aviel goes 2 for 2 on this hole today. And Isaiah for birdie as well.
Very nice. 3 out of 4 birdies on our lead card. Isaiah still keeping good separation between himself and anyone trying to chase him down. It's hard to catch a guy shooting as hot as he is.
Just a few holes left in round 2, heading on to tournament hole 15, 272 feet. Positioned between the Toyon bushes. Gonna have an obstructed putt unless you put it real close. It's kind of a forehand play or a backhand turnover to get it there.
I love that you know the name of those bushes, Keenan. I would have had no idea.
Like to do a little bit of research on the local fauna.
Yeah, good drive from Isaiah, but this is one of those greens out here where even some good drives are not necessarily rewarded with good looks due to obstacles in the circle.
Manny going to throw his Discmania PD2.
The field did improve slightly at this hole since the first loop. At this time around, it's averaging 2.75. It was 2.94 the first time, so quite a few more birdies this time around.
Aviel going Halo Star Destroyer.
Oh, that's low.
Right into the bush.
Hopefully it punched through onto the other side, but either way, strangely low release for him. I don't think he was going for that low of a shot. Good shot from Thomas, but we'll see what he's left with inside that bush. Or tree or whatever that is.
Yeah, it looks pretty dead.
Real tricky lie here for Avi. He has to stick his leg way in there. Yeah, pitches out. He's probably going to save the par, no problem. Really best case scenario after the misfire on the drive. Ooh, turbo putt coming up. Oh, upside down disc turbo putt. Interesting.
Looks good out of his hand.
Yeah, that was a good attempt. I don't know if I've ever tried a turbo putt with the disc upside down like that. Yeah, good birdie for Manny.
And Tomaselli for birdie.
Very nice. Good to see him getting a few more birdies on this second loop than he was able to in the first loop. We all know he's a solid player. He might be a fresh face to Top World, but we've seen him on various other channels in the past.
Yeah, Thomas is definitely one of the best players out of Santa Cruz County.
Avi with the par save. And the same for Isaiah.
All right. Tournament hole 16, 224 feet. Similar line to the last hole. Plays a little harder, 224 feet to the right. It's going to be a backhand turnover shot or a sidearm. As we saw in the last hole, some of these players are opting for using a distance driver, even though it's a relatively short hole. And Manny has been liking this huge Spikeiser line, which you're not going to see anybody else really go for.
If I recall correctly, it worked for him pretty well in the first loop. I can't actually remember if he birdied or not. That time left it a bit too wide, but he might have a long look still. This hole averaging 2.63, which is the exact same average as the first loop.
There you go.
Great
nice
shot from Thomas. Yep.
Tomaselli putting his pyro almost into the bullseye. And Isaiah going a little long leaves him with a downhill death putt.
Avi going for the turnover backhand. Great shot. Might be a bit of a tricky putt, but in the circle. Good bid from Manny. Had the height. Just missed right side. Here's that downhill putt for Isaiah. Nice.
Solid. Those are the ones you need to make.
And he's now double digits under par for this round with 2 holes still to play. This guy is unstoppable right now. Great putt from Avi. A lot of tricky stances out here, which I enjoy seeing. It's more fun to watch people have to come up with creative stances. That's one of the most interesting aspects of disc golf, I think. How many stances truly are possible, with the human body.
Yeah, I agree. As Manny stretches out for his par save. And here's Thomas tapping in his birdie. All right, hole 17, 251-foot par 3. Throw it over these trees and crash it down. Don't want to go too long because of the OB fence line. Tomaselli with the box.
I think in the first loop we saw several players taking the big wide backhand hyzer, which is what Thomas is doing here. If I recall correctly, Manny nailed it on the first loop. Tomaselli a little wide, but crashes through the tree, and he's going to have a putt from there. Maybe circle's edge. The field did improve at this one a bit. 2.56 average this time around. First time it was 2.75. So they're figuring it out a little bit.
Isaiah threw a glow swarm in the first loop, and now he's throwing his Pro Line Hellfire. So a little different disc selection. Almost takes out the catch cam.
Yeah, that must have been scary. Long look for birdie coming up.
Doesn't like it. And you see why. Just didn't get it flat enough and finishes left of the pin.
Yep, too bad they're not playing that alternate pin location. Is that too spiky? Oh no, that's perfect. Carbon copy almost of what he did in the first loop. Manny's got this one figured out. All right, everybody with an opportunity here. Some longer than others. Oh, that looks so good.
It was on line, just a little tiny bit low. Here's Isaiah for birdie.
Ooh, sails it over the top. Maybe a little headwind. Yeah, he's a little confused by the wind. Oh, Thomas just low.
This part of the course is very close to the freeway, so there could be some very swirly winds coming off of the road.
Manny, 2 for 2 on this hole.
Like you said, he's got it figured out. And Isaiah for his par.
Oh no, he's human.
His first bogey of the tournament.
Man, that's crazy. Almost 2 full rounds. And actually with round 1 being 21 holes, he did play 36 holes bogey-free before taking his first bogey. First time we're seeing a chink in the armor from him.
Yeah, and two-stroke swing with Manny taking the birdie and Isaiah taking the bogey. Headed into our final hole of round 2. Tournament hole 18, 381 feet. We did not see a birdie from our lead group in the first loop, so we'll see if they can make the correction here.
Yeah, and from the field in the first loop, there were only 2 birdies. So let's see if the field can get a few more this time. But scoring average-wise, this hole seems to have gotten a lot harder. It went from 3.06 to 3.38 this time around, playing quite a bit over par. Got to imagine it's the wind.
Manny throwing same disc as the first loop. How's it finish?
In the oak tree.
Yeah, not great over there. Thomas took this high left side line. It looks like he's eyeing that up again. Just needs the stability.
It's trying. Nope, not trying hard enough.
Over there in Manny land.
Based on how the discs are reacting, I gotta think there's some left to right wind going on, even though it's not too visible with this stiff vegetation around this part of the country. Oh, look at that. Avi keeping it nice and low. Below the wind. Perfect drive. That's how you want to finish.
With that birdie, Aviel's going to get to 20 under par.
Yeah, and Manny's in trouble. Par at best for him. Let's see how Isaiah can do after that bogey. Not great. There's that kind of early release we saw from him in a few holes in round 1. He was able to save par every time he did that in round 1, but a little bit of visible frustration after the bogey on the last hole. All bogeys are frustrating, but 3-putt bogeys are probably the most frustrating kind. And he left that wide. Not sure if it trickled out or not, but as we mentioned in an earlier round, there's no 2-meter rule at this tournament, so there's no penalty stroke, but he's still going to have a lot of work left to do to save the par, if he even has a look at all.
Sketchy upshot. Manny with a pretty similar lie, but maybe more of a look at the basket. He's going to give this a run.
Oh, it had the height. Ooh, that went a little long.
Tester coming back.
Man, this hole's just giving the whole card trouble, except for Avi, who's just sitting there parked for a birdie. Okay, so it does look like Isaiah stuck in the tree, but no 2 meters, so he's going to be putting for par from here.
It's hard to even locate the disc in the thick oak tree. Trying to choose a good spot for Isaiah's lie.
I'm not. So here? Yeah. Okay.
All right, looks like the card has gotten it figured out. Here he is for a par. Oh no, man, I feel for him. To go so long bogey free and then get back-to-back bogeys to finish this round. Manny saves the par. I guess this isn't even a gimme. A little bit of work left. Kind of an awkward stance, the way he has to stagger his feet there, given the vegetation. Still pretty close. Well, he gets the bogey, but all of a sudden, we have a ball game. He is no longer running away with it. With Avi parked for birdie, Manny and Avi both are going to be 2 strokes behind Isaiah going into the final round, which again is going to be played on the same day as the second round at another 9-hole course where the players are doing 2 loops just down the street from this course, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, wow. Strokes are flying. Great birdie to gain 2 strokes on Isaiah by Avi.
And there were only 2 birdies on this hole this time around, one from Avi, the other from Jonathan Sturholm. Nice birdies.
That's going to do it for round 2 of our lead card coverage. Here's your scores from our lead group after 18 holes.
And here's your new top 10 going into the final round. Looks like we're swapping out Tomaselli for another new face on Top World coverage, Simon Crosby. Aviel with that hot round, 10 down, shooting great. Nipping at Isaiah's heels now with his couple of stumbles there on the last few holes with a couple bogeys. Final course is a tough one too, Keenan. I'm excited to see it.
That's right. We're headed to La Raza Disc Golf Course just down the road from Hellyer. Be sure to like and subscribe so our content gets to all our disc golfers around the world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in round 3.